So dude, today I'm going to be taking a look at the Oregon rework coming in Void Edge in a couple of weeks, or a few weeks? Because a couple is 2 and a few is 3. It's either going to come out in 2 or 3 weeks, one of those two. I'm going to record my narration over some T-Hunt footage that I gathered. Some of you are frustrated about the Oregon rework because you really like the original Oregon, and I totally get it. The reason it was taken out of the competitive pool was because the meta just got really stale and worn out. Pretty much played out the same way every time. It pretty much just made the matches boring to watch. How do you take top floor? Well, you get armory control, you open up the wall, you open up master wall, and then you plant the bomb by generator. Or you do a smoke plant by a kid's bedroom, but smoke plants aren't really as popular as they used to be in comp. But that's pretty much it. The shape of Oregon is pretty much the same, except for a couple parts on the map where they could have done a little bit more. They've added some more rooms, some more hallways to overall make sure that not every match plays out the same way. There's multiple options. You can still get peeks from Big Tower on your way over to Armory on this side of the map from the east. The floors in Armory are still spammable, but there's a hatch now. I presume that this is going to come in handy for roamers that like to play in this part of the map and try to get picks from the main entrance or the garage itself. It's going to keep people from just getting jammed in there in case they get pushed from the hallway over here. The soft walls leading from Master outside are still there, but now there's this whole room called Trophy that's sort of a connector between the stair hallway and Master. So Master isn't flush with that hallway anymore. There's a little bit of cover that defenders can play behind now. So attackers beware. Basically, what Ubisoft is trying to do is open up the map a little bit more and let it breathe. Decongest it, give more attacking lanes. The master bedroom wall also doesn't lead into generator anymore. You have this area called game room, another connecting room, and then kids and bunks are a little bit further west. Control of big window outside bunks isn't going to give you control of the whole hallway this time anymore. Now the bunks, like the bunk beds, have been kind of moved to cover that angle. Kids room still has a hatch as well, but there's only one north-facing window, not two. And as you can see, there's also a soft wall leading from kids out towards attic, which is a little bit more stretched out, and I will show you in a second as well. You can see this 90-degree playing area that's adjacent to games room and to kids' bedroom here to my left. That's completely new. There's also a little wall that people can play for cover, a half wall, right by the ledge. The hatch is still there. Can't get up there by a ladder anymore, but the hatch is still there. And there's a soft wall leading into Big Tower. Big Tower is actually, for the most part, pretty similar to how it was in the old Oregon. You can still go for a lot of your conventional peaks from here, from these windows. There's also a little trick that you can do where if you vault over the railing at the top of the tower here, you can kind of tiptoe on a beam to keep you from taking fall damage. Here you can see me not doing that, but if I go up and I go over the railing, this little beam in the middle is still there. So if I go on that and then drop, I don't take fall damage. Just outside the east entrance of Big Tower, there's a little spot by a staircase where normally you'd be able to shoot like a pixel peek. They removed that in the new version of Oregon. So I'm here on the old version, and you'll see a side-to-side comparison. That's been blocked off now. You can't get feet shots there anymore. This is a new hallway that connects the kitchen to meeting. Typically, the only way you were able to get into kitchen was through the bathroom soft walls, the meeting room soft walls, the Zulu entrance, or the cafeteria entrance. The Zulu entrance got taken away. Now there are these soft walls. So there's the soft walls, the cafeteria, the kitchen hall, and above me there is a hatch. That's kids' room. This is the new dining hall that doesn't have the entrance leading to the outside of the map entirely. Now the dining hall is a little bit more walled off and still leads to small tower. Now there's a door directly leading to small tower from cafeteria. The soft wall from the cafeteria area is still there, but like I said, that new door is going to make it a little bit more easy to contest. When you get up into small tower, the first thing you're probably going to notice is that there's no small window facing towards the bunk beds adjacent to kids' room where the bomb is usually planted. And to get a sightline onto that other part of the map, you kind of have to extend a little bit by where this picnic table is located. When I open up the window, you can see clearly for yourself that the movement of the bunk beds does not permit you to hold the hallway solely from the big window. Big tower and attic controls still look pretty important if you're trying to hold people off by the small tower area. And you can also see the new kitchen quarter hallway has a window in it looking up here as well. Small tower still leads to dining room like before. However, something of note, the hallway that was once white stairs and that big lawn stretch of hallway towards the camera, that's been changed up a little bit too. And now the showers are on the left side. They provide you a lengthy rotation between small tower and the dining room area, and here's where the new white stairs is. The bathrooms have been changed into a security room, and now there's a hatch leading to the basement. So not only are certain parts of Oregon stretched out with new corridors of access, there's also a completely different set of stairs with a new room that allows people to gain access to the basement. This is called freezer, and I imagine that reinforcing it is going to be very, very important to keep another avenue of traffic from coming towards the basement. The back end of the basement facing towards the north stairs is a little bit different. There's like this giant pillar in the way, and it's a little bit more open. There's a little bit more open space for a roamer to kind of expose themselves. The back end of blue is also a little bit less decongested. So you're kind of seeing what Ubisoft is doing here. They're like opening up the map. They're kind of making it bigger. They're trying to make it less claustrophobic. There's a lot more open sight lines on the new map compared to the old one. Here you can see it's a lot tighter, and it's a lot more, I guess you could say, Ashmain and Jägermain focused. Whenever you were doing a back take, you pretty much had to go in super fast and super hard, otherwise you weren't really going to get much out of it, because if you just stood around and waited, you were either going to get C4'd or flanked. Taking the basement from the main stairs is pretty much identical to how it was. The top of the stairs can still be reinforced or left soft depending on what you want to do. Hatch control from the main lobby is still important. Getting control of the locker is still important to keep people from coming into the site, but now you have to contest with this freezer area as well. So just more paths of traffic for attackers to flow into that defenders need to be a little bit more wary of. And lastly, the least touched place on Oregon looks like meeting. You still have the hatch leading down into the box. You thought I was going to do the thing, didn't you? But there's not a hatch leading on from the west end of the map towards the pillar room. What's now the pillar room. I don't think pillar room is the call out, but that's just what I'm calling it for now. So that's Oregon. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the new version of Oregon. I think that taking the map and kind of making it a little bit bigger in certain places and just opening up to more avenues of attack is going to make the map less samey from round to round, and it's going to open up ideas for stratting. I'm sure I didn't cover everything that's humanly possible about the new Oregon in this video, but hopefully this gives you a good idea of the big changes. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you want to see me play on some of the new Oregon, check out my Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv Yun_Gregor, and I will see you guys there. Deuces.